Today we're going to look at a very interesting individual. His name is, I can disclose it since it's already on the video and there's no way of hiding it. Taylor the Fiend. That's his name on YouTube. He has a matching avatar with the name because well, it's better for me to show you. Anyway, he makes a lot of videos. I think he posts one video every single day. I have no idea how he does it. And it's all about hating women, basically. That's his whole shtick. There's nothing else than just hating and bashing on women as much as possible. It's really sad, and the sad part is that it gets a lot of views, and a lot of nice guys are liking this video. For example, this one has 2.7k. I don't even know why. I haven't watched the video, but all videos are the same. It's literally the same. I do not see a difference. So it doesn't matter. I already know what he's going to talk about, how he's going to find every single negative way of putting, what he says, females. He said, at least he says women down. So let's watch it.
You want to know what's fucking funny to me? Is that people are out here being like, oh my god, you need a man in order to validate your worth. Like, you're not funny until a man says you're funny. You're not smart unless a man says you're smart. You're stupid a lot. You're not pretty unless a man tells you you're pretty. Like, all of that bullshit. Y'all, the times in my life where I have felt the most validated, it's happened 5 times, I've gotten a response twice. And that's all I need. All I need is Drew's validation, okay? It made me feel better than any man ever has.
Oh yeah.
Out here in modern day
So
society.
before we start, this is his avatar. So it's not, you cannot really see who it is behind the mask, behind the avatar, and he's supposed to be a vampire with a business suit on. Like not business like these badass emo business suits, and yeah. And the funny thing is, he makes the video play for the whole time, and then this avatar just does not move at all. No, it's just expressionless, and it has only 1 or 2 emojis. I mean, yeah, I don't know how you call it, emotions, or ways of moving the face, and he even says it in one video. It's so funny to me. Taylor the Fiend. So let's see what he says about this. I just want to go a little bit back. Okay.
Any man ever has.
Let's go back to the introduction. I would just watch his videos just for the introduction. I don't give a shit about his stupid content, but I do love the intro.
Out here in modern day society, you continually hear women on TikTok complain about their relationships. They will say that men don't take them seriously, the bar is set so low for men need to step it up, etc., etc. On today's episode, guys, we are going to be taking a look at some feminist TikToks to see why exactly men are not taking these girls seriously for relationships and marriage. So guys, before we jump in, as always, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link is in the description. Guys, Locals is totally free to join, and
I need to join this. It is so funny.
everywhere these days. So make sure you come and join us over there, just in case
What
you
is
get
this?
kidnapped in the middle of the night. But without further ado, guys, let's jump into some of these TikToks. We're going to be breaking down your thoughts and your comments, and let's take a listen to what she has to say.
Oh wait. Sorry. I see that my video is blocking his beautiful promotion. Do I show it? I think yes. I'm so sorry. Let me get into the middle. See here. There's this beautiful. Yeah. Now you saw it, and now you don't. So. I don't really get what she meant, but let's watch.
Funny to me is that people are out here being like, oh my god, you need a man in order to validate your worth. Like, you're not funny until a man says you're funny. You're not smart unless a man says you're smart. You're not pretty unless a man tells you you're pretty. Like, all of that bullshit.
I don't think I've heard anybody say that. If this woman wrote the
People
closest
said that.
thing I could think of to
100%.
what she's saying is that I would consider women unsuccessful in dating.
Dude, he says that men never invalidate women. What? Like, what? Come on, man. I mean, I don't even want to talk about before the women had rights or were financially independent of men. Now it's toxic. It's just these men are so insecure because they know they cannot hook a woman anymore because there's women they've never had as much freedom to choose what they want to do with life and be financially independent of men that they now have true choice. So the men that are left behind, and I don't want to say it, I'm going to say it unironically, the beta males. I'm sorry, they are fucking beta males, and not for the way they look or whatever. Just their fucking mentality, just so fucking sad.
If they do not have a very serious partnership or a marriage early on in their life, that's what I would consider unsuccessful. As for all this smart, beautiful, pretty, all this kind of crap, women are told this on a continuous basis, whether or not they are actually these things. Right, there are literally echo chambers of women sitting around telling each other that they're beautiful.
Dude, the only echo chamber is your fucking incel community echo chamber. Are you kidding me? Dude, this guy, funny thing, he's also using the voice changer. You can obviously hear it. This guy is so fucking insecure, has had so many bad experiences with women, which probably was his own fault. He was probably putting them on pedestals, and women just want to be equal. They want to be treated equally. So, to me, it's just so funny that this guy has no self-awareness whatsoever. Yeah, that's what happens when you are stuck in an echo chamber. And so you have bad experiences, right? Let's say you've just had a bad experience with a woman. You had your first date, you actually liked her, but she ghosted you. Like that really sucks, right? Your first romantic experience is someone ghosting you. And then you get into this echo chamber incel community where everyone is saying the same shit, literally the same, that women are very superficial, they have this 666, so 6-figure income, six-pack, and what was it? Six-pack and whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. It's always the same bullshit. There's so many wild theories out there.
And they're queens and they deserve this and that. So I don't know what the hell this woman is on about, saying that most of society encourages women and tells them that they're absolutely fantastic no matter what it is that they do. Right? If you're a guy and you're out here, chances are if you're an average man, you ain't getting validated for anything. Okay, but this woman is complaining because apparently society treats her as though she's only funny if she has a man. That's a sentiment I don't think I've ever heard, to be honest with you.
You know why you've never heard of it? The clue is that you're not a woman. You're just a man, okay? You have never talked to a woman besides your mother because you live in her basement. You know nothing what's going around in the real world. It's not so black and white. There's a lot of gray area where there's toxic masculinity, toxic femininity. There's good feminism, which is what it was for, is equal rights. And then you have toxic femininity where they go to the extreme. You always have extremists. It does not matter in politics, in this as well. You have extreme feminism as well. But then you have also and that's again the beta males. I'm sorry to say, they are. And I'm just saying this because of how their mentality, right? It's very toxic and sometimes it goes too far. Like, good example is Elliot Rogers, right? He wrote a manifesto and he was a good looking dude. He had good prospects. His family was rich, so he had everything he wanted. But for some reason, he expected the women to come to him. So he would spend days just going to the library, sitting there and thinking that a woman would approach him just because he was he was the ultimate gentleman. That's what he said. It's wild. It's really fucking wild. So, sorry, I left the juicy part out. So basically, in the end, he killed 4 or 5 people. So first he killed his neighbor. Not his neighbor, his flatmate or roommate, I don't remember. And then he went outside and tried to find beautiful women, the most beautiful. So he wanted to go to some sorority, but luckily he failed. So he only killed 4 women. He got car chased, and then he got shot, and or he committed suicide. I think he committed suicide.
Y'all, the times in my life where I have felt the most validated have been when Drew has interacted with the comments I've left on her videos. It has since happened 5 times. I've gotten a response twice. And that's all I need. All I need is Drew's validation. Okay? It made me feel better than
I don't know who is Drew. Who's
Yeah,
Drew?
and that should tell you everything. Like, if a girl is complaining about the fact that no man
Why?
ever makes her feel
Why is he not stopping the video? It's so funny. It's like he's talking and she's like, wee, 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 wee. You have to see this. This is fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Look at this.
all I need is Drew's validation.
Look at this. And she's just like continuing and he's like talking.
Yeah, and that should tell you everything. Like, if a girl is complaining about the fact that no man ever makes her feel good, it tells you a lot about the men that she chooses to date, doesn't it?
That's so funny.
It says more about the individual.
Yeah, she's like, wah, he won't shut the
And
fuck
you say
up.
my relationships with men are all terrible, the bar is so low. What you're really communicating is that you can't set standards for men that you're attracted to. That's the first thing. Second of all,
I literally didn't listen to a word he said. I'm so fucking bored of everything he's saying. All the same shit.
Relationships and marriage is because they're out here judging everything's worth based on how much validation they get from it. Right? Men will be perceived more valuable. Like, on average, guys, men validate women way too much, excuse me. And I would argue that we shouldn't be doing it at all. But, you know, these individuals are so driven by validation, guys, which is a really scary prospect if you consider putting them in a marriage. Because they'll be swayed any which way from some random dude that's attractive that calls her pretty on the street. Or at least that's what they say, you know, oh, he gave me some attention, so I had to ditch my marriage, right? Let's jump into the next clip and take a listen.
So I've got a question for the bros, the brothers, the brethren, specifically the law.
I think guys would have sufficed there, but go on.
A lot of you who are constantly going into women's comment sections and being like, it's not all men, I'm so mad that you think it's me, it's not all men, I'm so good. Please.
Oh, you mean the misandrists on TikTok have men responding to them saying that?
I think they're both equally horrible. I think they're both missing the point. I'm not sure because she seems to go a little bit extreme now. The more I'm seeing of her, and they're just both like they're both. It's so weird. It's like they're both having a conversation. They're like in the same room having a conversation, but they're talking next to each other. It's so fucking wild.
Not all men are terrible. Yeah. It's almost like when you get
Good
on
that
TikTok and you
he
say
stopped the
terrible
video.
things
That
about
was so
men.
weird.
It's almost as if men will come and say not all men, because it isn't. If you want to continue making awful comments, don't be surprised.
It's always
when people
generalizing.
say
That's the
all men
issue.
make no
It's
sense.
not all men. It's
Right?
not
And
all
this is
women.
not
It's
people
it
trying
always
to
comes down
invalidate
to
the
the
female
individual.
experience.
We are
All about
fucking
listening
6
to what
billion
women
of
has to say.
different
What you're
people.
saying
We're
on
all
these
literally
applications
if you look alike, you're a twin, or you have your doppelgangers, you will still be different. You are your own person with your own
Please
experiences.
inform me, a feeble-minded woman, how you are completely personally victimized and just experience so many hardships in life because women decide to be slightly more cautious around you.
No, she makes a good point. She does make a good point. She's good. She's good.
When girls make TikToks like this, they will make blanket negative statements that aren't backed about men. Okay, then when men refute those statements,
does he want a very specific situation? Like I can send him dozens and dozens and dozens. I see it every day. If I don't see it outside, in a slide, not every day. Depends where you go, right? If you go clubbing, it's a very primal experience where there's basically you have very specific type of people going there for very specific reasons, right? It's very obvious, and it's kind of fucked up, even. And they're kind of like unwritten rules, which I don't agree with, but okay. He doesn't get it. I think there's one word I can call him. He's like clueless. He doesn't know what's really going on with women. He has never experienced. Like I know a lot of female. I have a lot of female friends that tell me that they have had very strange dates, very strange, or even even dangerous, like almost dangerous I know from a friend at a bar they have been how you call it, spiked. Their drink was spiked. Luckily, they were always with good friends, so nothing really happened. But I've also heard stories where it really was fucked up. It happens. There is danger. There's more in. Come on, guys. There's more danger in this world for women right now than there is for men. That is literally how it is because women are, and I can't say generally because that's our biology, right, through the years. But women are usually more physically weaker, right? That's why we have back in the day, blah blah blah. Okay, but that's why they are a lot more in danger, and not only because men are bigger, right, physically bigger and more dangerous. It's also the mentality of some men. They really have a weird, really strange and dangerous mentality, and I don't know. It's crazy, and I still don't understand where it's coming from.
She'll sit here and she'll change the goalposts. Have you guys ever sat in an argument with someone and it's like they just keep shifting the goalposts for the crap that they're talking about? Can you imagine this? Again, we're going to keep relating this back to this, guys. Imagine this in a marriage, okay? You're trying to solve an issue with this woman. And what does she do when you attempt to solve it or when you attempt to communicate with her? She just starts talking about other crap which wasn't even your point at all, right? It really wasn't. Man.
On a regular basis. Like, aside from getting your feelings hurt, how does that really contribute to all the struggles that you have in your life? I'm genuinely curious. Because y'all energy to that.
Yeah, it's almost like men don't.
Yeah, I see that when guys read posts about a woman saying something, maybe she generalizes, maybe it's specific, and then you have guys saying not all men. But why do you have to say that if you know that you're not part of that male population that does horrible shit, and then here targeted to women? So why do you feel the need to say not all men? Because you know that they're talking about you as well. If you know it's not about you, why would you react? Exactly.
Like being called a bunch of negative things, one of which would be violent and abusive and all of this kind of stuff, right? It's almost like when you insult an entire group of people, those people are going to have the thing about it. If I sat on here, guys, and I said, women are straight up this, insert negative, adjective, or this, right? Then it'd be the exact same thing.
But you,
Okay?
but you are generalizing women. You are literally doing that in all of your videos. What are you talking about? Do some fucking introspection, man. Like, this is just insane.
You're making blanket statements about how men are.
We're doing the same shit.
Abusive and
To
all this
women.
kind of crap. I'm just surprised when dudes come in. If you don't be surprised when men.
You know, this dude thinks he's like an advocate for men, and he's like this cool vampire, eternal creature. But he doesn't know what he's talking about. He just doesn't know. All he does is shit on women and protect men. He sees it so subjectively, and it's so far from the truth, because it's always case by case. Sometimes I can agree with a man, sometimes I can agree with a woman, sometimes I can disagree with both, sometimes I can agree with both. It really depends from situation to situation.
And don't like it. It's really not rocket science.
So I assume that it's really negatively impacting your life consistently.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting. Would love to, just sit down.
Why?
Guys, you could not
Is she-
pay me money to sit down with these individuals and have a cup of coffee with them. And that's saying something because I really like coffee. Okay, so if I were getting free coffee and paid to sit down and have a coffee with them, I still wouldn't do it. And that's coming from an individual who, I absolutely love this stuff. So,
You know why? Because it will never happen, man. No woman will allow you that with a 10-foot pole. So that's why you're never going to have a coffee with a woman. Even if you wanted to, you couldn't. So there you go. There you go, buddy.
Here we go. Next one. This one's muted ahead of time.
I hate being a woman. For fuck's sake, we get punished whether we trust men or if we distrust them. Because if I make the blanket statement, I'm like, hey, I am a little bit
Oh yeah. Oh, I've seen this. They're like, yeah, but that's not me. Why are you putting me in the same bunch as these guys? Dude, if you're reacting like that, that's because you are. It's really that simple.
Me who's not going to attack me, like, you might as well play it safe. Then I'm a bitch, I'm paranoid, and I'm generalizing. But if
I'm gonna
Yep.
first of all call her
She
on
is so
this.
fucking right.
First of all, I don't think that that's exactly what she's saying. I think she's softening the blow a little bit here. But if you come out here and like, there's a difference between saying you're cautious around dudes, like, I say that
I would really
she's
like to
cautious
have
or
a
just
have a
outright
conversation
not
with
into
this guy,
marriages, for
like
example.
actual
I think this
conversation.
girl's softening the blow of what it is she exactly says here. We're gonna play that back again. Give it one more listen.
I am a little bit distrustful of guys because, like, I don't know who's gonna attack me or who's not going to attack.
Dude, Taylor, if you see this video and you like it, and you might want to change your mind about some stuff, let's have a genuine conversation. I'm really open to it. This is not a joke, by the way.
Be like, you might as well play it safe. Then I'm a bitch, I'm paranoid, and I'm generalizing. But if I go and trust a guy and then he does something really shitty to me,
This is how you can
Yep.
tell,
Yeah.
right? This is how you can tell.
You see, she's putting both examples, which is really good because she says that if she's distrustful, if she's cautious, if she's too cautious, a guy will say, "Ah man, why are you so cautious around me? Fuck you, bitch." Blah blah. It's not going to work. But if she's not cautious and something bad happens to her, then a guy will say, "You see, why weren't you cautious?" So it's a lose-lose situation. You see, there's no win-win. There's no way to win this, except for ignore it or just put a really good argument like she does.
That this girl has no idea what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah, because she's a woman. She's never experienced this, right, Taylor? You know what you're talking about, right? Because you're an eternal vampire, so you know more. You know more than we mortals do.
Look at this, okay? If I go and trust a guy and then he does something really crappy to me, okay? You will notice a theme with these TikToks that we cover, guys, and it's women
Can't even say
constantly
shitty. Has to say
having,
crappy.
negative experiences, particularly
It's too
romantic
hardcore for
ones
him.
with men. Now, that doesn't communicate to me that all men are terrible or the bar for men is so low and men need to step it up. What it communicates to me is you have no idea how to judge men, and if a guy is attractive to you, you end up with terrible behavior.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's saying that if you're attractive, you have basically a free harassment pass. That's what he's saying. Are you fucking insane, man? Has nothing to do with physical appearance, man. It has everything to do with how you present yourself. If you're being a creep, a weirdo, even if you're very attractive and you do that shit, women are going to fucking slap you in the face. They're going to call the police. It does not matter, okay? This is so fucking stupid. Yes, attractive men do have it easier, or let's say they can get away with some more shit, but you have to be also very realistic, right? And like, it's so stupid, okay? And that's also one thing, because if you're the more attractive you are, the more evil you are as a guy, the more the bad boy he is. Why? That has nothing to do with that. It literally, appearance has nothing to do with personality. That's so stupid.
Guys, a lot of you gentlemen might know this, okay? If you're a dude and you've got out of a relationship, many of you guys probably already know this, but a lot of the times when women get out of relationships, or, they'll have another guy lined up ready to go, okay? And typically that guy, she might have previously referred to you as, oh, she doesn't like him, right? I had a guy, I'm bringing up this guy over the last couple of episodes just because it's fresh on my mind, but a friend of mine mentioned, man, he recently came out of a relationship with a girl, pretty long-term relationship, and this guy, I mentioned him, I think it was the last episode, he's a fantastic guy, okay? And they got out of that relationship, and within 2 months, she was living with another guy entirely.
Good for her.
Also seeing a third guy at the same time.
Good for her.
And
I hope it's a good guy.
He said to me, he's like, Taylor, he's like, you know how I knew that third guy was the one that she was seeing, right? Because I was describing the dude because I didn't know his name or anything. She's like, oh, do you know how I knew it was this particular guy you were describing? And I was like, how? And he said to me, because she always said that she didn't like him. Right? Guys,
Maybe she lied to him that she didn't like him just to make sure that they kept their relationship. Because she would be worried that he would be jealous. Maybe she did, or maybe after they broke up, she started to spend a lot of time with his friend and started liking him. What is wrong with that? Why is it bad to move on? Should she be like I don't know? Should she be like sad and cry every day, having ice cream, watching Sex in the City, I don't know, movie marathon? And I don't understand like why. Like it's good when you can move on because breaking up can be devastating. It is one of the most mentally damaging things that can happen to a human, right? Because we also see it in animals. Animals can literally die if their significant other, passes away. That is, I've read about it. Can you imagine literally dying of a heartbreak? That is insane.
What I'm trying to say here, okay, is that if you can't make correct judgments about men romantically, we have nothing to talk about. We really don't. It just shows how clueless you are.
Shitty to me, then it's my fault, because it's my judgment error for trusting him.
Absolutely, 100%. And the reason why it's your judgment error is because these things are very easily understandable. Guys, I will give you an example.
That is just so insane. That's when she went back about the cautious and not cautious. Do you remember, chat? Now it's her fault because it's her judgment error for trusting him. She should not have trusted the guy. She should never. You see, that's where you cannot win as a woman. She should either never trust the guy to make sure she never gets in that situation, or she should just pray that the guy is okay, like nothing bad. Like, you cannot win. And how can you say yes that it's a mistrust, it's a misjudgment from her side? How can you say that with a straight face?
Like,
Wow.
I've used this a bunch of times recently, and that's because I think it's a good one, okay? These girls will say things like, oh, it's my fault for having an error in judgment when I trust them, okay? Which, could be fair once, maybe twice, or whatever, but guys, let me paint a picture for you here, okay? Let's just say you are the father figure, or the father of a woman, a father of you've got a daughter, and she's going out there and she's looking for men to date, okay? If you were to choose your daughter's partner, you would probably have fantastic judgment. You wouldn't get tricked or fooled by these toxic men who just, keep playing her for a fool, right? That's because these things are incredibly obvious, and if a man is attractive enough to a woman, she will literally just ignore absolutely everything, and then she'll turn around and claim plausible deniability and say, oh, he tricked me. He didn't trick you, okay? The guy who's 6 foot plus, making 6 figures with tattoos, who obviously doesn't
six-figure
want to
income,
commit to
6
any girl
amps.
and is chased by a whole bunch of women. If a guy meets any number of those things, he's not going to commit to you.
Literal
So stop
incel
playing the stupid
terminology.
card like you
That's
don't
the
understand
incel
what the hell is
Bible.
going on. And maybe use your brain a little bit when you're selecting people to date.
You get all these fucking fragile men being like, I can't believe that you're generalizing us and you think of me as an attacker. Like, how dare you, bitch? I will hurt your feelings so I can feel safe.
Exactly.
Study the competition, 100%.
Yeah.
Cry about it.
Yeah. She's right. Be very direct in your rejection. Because if you just give them a sliver of like smile or just some affirmation, something that they can use and think that she will like you, you are absolutely fucked as a woman. So either they have to lie, they have to say they have a boyfriend, even if they don't. Because the only thing men will accept, these fucking incels will accept, if she has a boyfriend, they will respect the boyfriend. They won't. They will respect the fact that she has a boyfriend, not her. You see, they won't take no for an answer. It's fucking insane. It's so sad, and I've seen it also. I've really seen it all when I used to party and go out and, have bust a move, like this. Now I'm a bit fucking old, I am also more interested in other stuff, like this Twitch channel, for example, where I basically talk to myself the whole time because there's no one in the chat. But I'm just joking. I kind of like it actually. I feel like it's more like a training or like rehearsal for me to talk more and more in the camera. Because to be honest, in the beginning, it's really fucking weird. When you see yourself, you have to rewatch yourself, and then there's just no one in the chat, so you're just basically talking like a madman to yourself. It's hilarious. But you get used to it, and actually, it's kind of fun. Like, I didn't think I would have so much fun streaming. I feel like because I have very addictive personality, so and also very extreme. Either I don't like something at all, and I will never do it, or I like something too much, and then I get obsessed about it, and I start doing like I used to be a magician when I was younger, play guitar, electric guitar, play poker for a long time, play video games, watch movies, read books. I love so many things, and when you're older, you have to realize you have to kind of focus on a few things. You cannot take everything. That's literally not possible. Sorry, guys, I kind of drifted away to it's to something else.
Okay, so I'm gonna just so first of all, that end part absolutely makes no sense, by the way, because okay, let's just assume, you know, if we follow
Let's
this
just
woman's
assume.
logic,
Let's
how
just
does her
assume.
sitting here ranting about this make her feel safe, by the way? Like I don't understand. Right?
She's still talking.
In, like, modern day society, will you hear a sentence
So
like this?
funny.
Guys, I'm gonna play the start of this. Listen.
I hate being a woman, for fuck's sake. Like, we get punished whether we trust men or if we distrust them.
Yeah, guys. Oh, I hate being a woman in modern day society, gentlemen. It's so hard. All this, you know, this gender pay gap, and men won't marry us and do whatever we say. And oh my goodness, it's so hard. Oh, what did you?
But women are not complaining. Women are okay. They are women complaining, but that's just a small part of the female population. Most of the women are very happy with the freedom they got to do their to follow their career path, to do their hobbies, to be, to work, be at home mom with a baby, because a babysitter is very like a nanny is really expensive, right? She's doing it all, like not in the first few months because she needs to readapt, right? She's very weak, right, because of the baby. But after, she wants to do everything and all everything together. It's like a super mom. And my mom was like that. She was taking care of me. Not always, was not always possible, but she's amazing. That's why I have such a close connection with her. Even more now, before COVID, it was a little bit less. But then during COVID, we really had a lot of long conversations. The reason was like phone conversations. The reason was because I could not go to Belgium back at the so I would see them usually more often, 3 times a year, and now it was like a year and a half I didn't see them. So yeah, we became closer.
Gender pay gap doesn't exist? Yes it does. I've had enough, man. Let's get on to the next TikTok. And obviously, these are all from the same.
This guy is so
guys,
funny.
because
I like him. I'm going to
TikTok,
watch more of his videos. He's
anytime
fucking
a girl
hilarious.
makes a womanist rant on TikTok, if you just go to her profile, it's literally full of content. Like I've said this before, guys, but I don't
Thank
think
you.
I'll
I will
ever
watch
run out
her.
of content
Thank you
this
for
show.
yeah.
Right, it really doesn't take long to find. You could sort this crap by hashtag, okay? I have like a whole guys. We literally, if you didn't know this, right, when we're making these episodes, I have 2 editors, right, and we literally have a giant spreadsheet full of these girls and their TikTok handles. So we can just pull up any one. Like we'll go back 2 months ago, and the girl will have posted fresh new content for us. Like it never runs out. And the sheet is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, guys. And all of these videos seem to be popular for whatever reason. Don't look too much into that or you'll want to fry your brain. But let's jump into this next clip. And right here it says, there are too many effing little boys in my comments section. Interesting. So let's take a listen.
There are too many little boys in my comments being, why don't you advocate for men? What about men's rights? Bitch, what rights are you fighting for? The right to be a misogynist?
What?
I remember.
Like, what? Here's the thing, okay? It's funny, right? Girls will say that they have, like, comparatively little rights to men and we need more women's rights. But if you sit there and you ask them what rights are afforded to men that are not afforded to women, they kind of draw a blank outside of, like, social things like, outside of, like, really minor social things, which, by the way, are heavily offset when you consider that girls get into clubs free, they get drinks for free, they get attention for free, they get money for free, they get validation for free, people care about them and check up on them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are no rights that are afforded to men that are not afforded to women, especially on on a judicial level, right? But, of course, we have these TikToks that exist for some reason. Let's play that back for a second.
For men, what about men's rights?
Oh, so yeah, also, As far as men's rights go, you want to talk about, we're just going to completely skip over this whole marriage court things, for example, right? You can run a dude through the divorce courts, absolutely rinse him of his money, perhaps his children too, while you're at it, and that's just something that's totally societally acceptable. But these girls are complaining about things that literally do not exist, right? Like, they do not exist. We have dudes out here still paying for their wives from years ago while she's out here, seeing some other dude in his previous house, okay? And we want to talk here about women's... Shut up, bro. Shut up.
Bitch, what rights are you fighting for? The right to be a misogynist? I only ask because every time that I have discussed men's issues, whether that's with body dysmorphia or with inequalities when it comes to prison sentences or inequalities when it comes to custody or the rampant issue of mental health, no one backs up my video. None of you are in there being like, yes, you're talking about it because you don't actually care about those fucking issues.
I would be very skeptical as to the videos that she put out on these issues actually taking the side of men. Right, I'm going to take a guess here. I'll go and have a look at her videos afterwards. Actually, who am I kidding? No, I won't. Screw that. But, I'm just going to guess here and say that the videos where you're talking about men's issues, you're still probably not empathizing with men at all. Right? And the reason why I say this, guys, is just the precedent that this woman has already set in this small amount of videos of being a passive-aggressive worm. The reason why dudes probably won't agree with you about those videos is probably because you're making them incorrectly. Right? Probably because you're being passive-aggressive while you're making them. That's just if I had to guess, based on the previous bunch of TikToks that we're currently watching, right?
And it's not like this is something new. Like, we know you only bring up men's issues to silence women's issues.
True. The reason why men respond to you and say not all men is not because they want to silence women's issues. Here's the thing, okay? Girls will use this line of argument to say that men don't care about them. Men absolutely care about, the health and well-being of women. They absolutely do, right? A lot of dudes step in to protect women, especially, a lot of dudes do not...
That's so stupid, because why would women always listen to men, right? It doesn't matter. I don't understand. I kind of want to go further because it's boring. Always the same. Going through all the fucking videos. Well, that's true. There are men that are always talking about their own issues just because they are so stupid. And for me, it doesn't make sense because women issues and men's issues are different. So why would you bring that up? It doesn't count, And to me, there's these issues, you cannot compare them. And men are a lot of the women's issues. Because of men, women have more issues. I think not many people will say that, but because men create issues. They don't know that they are the fucking issue. That's the thing. It's hard to say, but okay, guys, I will have a small break.